I'm back again. I haven't done a lot of music lately. I've done more business and wrestling. Today I'm going to talk about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame 2025 nominees. Give my thoughts on some of them, and even probably some that I would throw in there instead of one or two they have. But okay. Basically, before I get into the topic, you know what to do. Like, comment, share, subscribe. We appreciate anyone that watches this. Well, myself does. And check out the links below. Check out eBay, Facebook, website, etc. Let's get into it. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame 2025 and nominees. None of these are inductions yet, but let's look at the list. Bad Company, Feels Like Making Love, Shooting Star, Paul Rogers in the 80s had a lot of great music. So you know what? I agree, and they finally get one right in Bad Company. I hope they get inducted. The Black Crows, I'm not big on them. I know they had a little thing in the 90s with Metallica and Pantera and AC/DC, that Monsters of Rock or whatever it was in Moscow. But I really don't know a lot on them, but I've heard some of their music, and if I heard it on the radio, I'd recognize it. I'm not big on the Black Crows, but I would not argue for that one. They definitely deserve to be in. This list actually isn't the greatest, but it's not that bad once you look at some of them. Mariah Carey, oh yeah, the awful Christmas music and everything. Really? That's like them inducting NWA and other people. It's the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, not pop or rap. You know what? If it was me, I'd take her out and put either Metal Church, Motley Crue, or Ice Earth in. That's just me. Chubby Checker. Well, he's supposedly a rock dance artist from the 50s or 60s when I looked him up because I was like, who? When I looked at it, but that's supposedly who he is. I guess that depends on how many people know who he is. I mean, he might be a little too late for the audience to go, okay, instead of who, but he does deserve to go in because he is a rock dance artist. Joe Cocker, the old piano player who passed away in the last 10 years. I remember the Walking Tall, You're Feeling Alright, A Little Help with My Friends. He had a couple okay songs. He was all right. That one I would like to see get in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. That's an induction I'd really like to see right there, Joe Cocker. Billy Idol. I'm not big on Billy Idol. Do like White Wedding and Rebel, yeah, and Dancing with Myself. There are a few, but if he gets in, I won't complain. That's a good one. Joy Division, New Order. I never really got into them, but at least it's punk rock, so in a way, I'll give you if they get win in. That's at least rock and roll. Cyndi Lauper, the pop rock, influence she had on the world. Cyndi Lauper definitely deserves to go in. And I'm not trying to cover wrestling, but I think she should go in the WWE Hall of Fame and the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. She should be one of those. Maybe Chris Jericho too. That definitely belongs in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I'll agree with that one. Mana, what is that, 80s pop rock? I had to look them up because I was like, out of Mexico. Who the hell is this? I don't know if they deserve to go in. I might take Mariah Carey out for Metal Church and Mana out for Motley Crue. And then Oasis, Open Your Eyes. I remember the WWE Elias thing. I never got into Oasis. I know they had a big British audience back in the 80s. I know in recent years people have liked to see them kind of come back together. Never got into them, but okay. Outcast. I was not a 90s hip hop guy, so I had no idea who they are. The same with Fish or Pish. I don't think either one of these two belong in when I looked them up. So, in a way, yeah, you got it wrong again. I think that would probably be maybe Iron Maiden, maybe Dio, maybe one of those bands. You know, Maiden really doesn't want to go in, and I don't know if you could do Dio but I think you should because you do got Ozzy in there and you got Sabbath with Ozzy, but Sabbath not with Dio. So if it was me, I would probably put Dio in for Outcast, and for Pish, I might put Maiden or Motorhead in, one of those two, and just kind of in a way have those two be, yeah, because they should both be in. And if you don't want to do two back to back, we'll go 90s and go Black Label, Pantera, or Creed, or one of them. Especially when Creed's back together, and we don't know how long they'll stay together, to where I'm surprised they're not a nominee. Maybe next year, because they are past 25 years. I like some Creed. Soundgarden, Bad Motorfingers, Super Unknown. Next, Alice in Chains, Temple of the Dog's a classic too. I don't know if they'll ever go in. Hunger Strike, the self-titled album is great. Soundgarden, those two albums. Fell on Black Days, Spoon Man, just to name a few. Black Old Sun. They had some classic hits in the early to mid 90s. Chris Cornell, legendary singer. That one, I hate he's no longer here to induct himself. I agree with that one. The White Stripes, I've heard they're a little bit of rock and roll. I have no problem with that one. I never got into them, but I know there's someone out there who did. From what I hear, they're a little rock and roll, so I have no problem. Overall, looking at it, it's not a bad list. Like I said, Mariah Carey, what the hell are you thinking? I'd probably take them out. Metal Church, Mike Howell, David Wayne. I know two of the singers are no longer here, but you could at least do something with Ronnie or the current singer they have. Chubby Checker, okay, if he does, but he wouldn't be my induction. It wouldn't be like on top of all of these, especially when Bad Company and Soundgarden are there to put in. Mana, no. Outcast and Fish, no. And I'd probably put Megadeth, Dio, and Creed in, and next year might be Motorhead if I was to do inductions. That way there's not two back-to-back artists who are dead. That's just me. This list has been better than some years, but overall, it could be worse. Like one year they inducted Nirvana over Deep Purple. Like, I get it. Nirvana has probably an influence more on today's audience, but Deep Purple was before Nirvana. So there has been times in the past. Yeah, like Metallica goes in, but no Dave Mustaine. Priest goes in, but no Ripper Owens. Yeah. So sometimes some of these bands go in and they represent one of their lineups. So, like Ozzy's gone in twice. Like I said, no Dio. And if Iron Maiden went in, they'd probably just do Bruce and Paul Di'Anno and Blaze Bayley wouldn't go in. As weird as that sounds. So, there's a lot of people that belong in. Maybe I'll do a video on the 10 to 15 people I would pick if I was to do one. Because I would only probably pick out of all of these, maybe Bad Company, because they definitely belong to go in. But not a bad list. And if I had to pick the 5 out of this, because that's what they're going to go with. I'm going to go with Bad Company, Cyndi Lauper, Black Crowes, Joe Cocker, and Soundgarden. That's the 5 I would pick. And vote on that. Or say they could vote to get those 5 out, but it may be different. Bad Company, definitely out of all of them. Paul Rogers, phenomenal voice. But hey, these are my thoughts. You let me know yours. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame 2025. I know it doesn't mean a lot to a lot of metalheads, but hey, it's something to somebody. Definitely whoever goes in. It's like the Wrestling Hall of Fame, WWE. We may not agree with it, but it's something to whoever goes in. Thank you for watching. Check out the links below. Rock on and peace out. Like, subscribe, share, and comment. Tell your friends. Peace.